by an Adonis called Malacrix, across the living land, through the land below, and into the ruins of Chicago, where you encountered some Dinos that apparently were at odds with Malacrix's warband. They seemed to be rather more obsessed with death than the usual followers of Lanala. In fact, you managed to determine that it would seem that this offshoot branch of the Dinos race were actually worshipping some deity called Starlek, not called Lanala at all. You fought your way up to the top of the ruined Willis Tower and found yourself confronted by a large band of undead Dinos, a 12 feet tall bone golem with 3 heads and scythes for arms, the unnamed Dinos priest who was responsible for all of these monstrosities, plus something you dubbed a Z-Rex, essentially a Tyrannosaurus Rex, or at least the living land analogue thereof, that had been brought back to unnatural life. Through some cunning card play and dramatic skill resolution, you managed to distract, run past, and dive into the other thing that was at the top of Willis Tower, which rather incongruously at the top of a tower block was a large, broad-leafed tree, similar to the nightmare tree, in fact probably exactly the same as the nightmare tree you encountered much earlier on in Washington. And it was clear the only way your quarry could have gone was through the aforementioned tree. And indeed, you leapt through the dark hollow of the dim thread tree, perhaps expecting to see Malacrix and the Temple of Chichen Itza. You steeled your resolve, knowing that this is likely a suicide mission, as you face off against the powerful priestess and what could be thousands of Adinos. But instead, there is nothing but blackness, cold, bone-chilling darkness. Where you previously sensed the presence of something ancient and evil, this time you feel the touch of that something old and evil. Somehow, you know you are in the presence of a darkness device. You're always aware that the High Lords wielded some objects of great power, but this suggests that the devices themselves have a sentience all their own. Then, as if it is taunting you via waking dreams, you see a regal, onyx-skinned Dinos, Malacrix, standing atop a great temple in the Mayan ruins of Chichen Itza. Thousands of warriors are gathered around her, cheering and screaming in some kind of frenzy. The Godbox, the item they stole from the Smithsonian Museum back in Washington, sits on an altar between her and Barak Kar. This is obviously more than an offering to the Tsar of the Adinos. It is a dowry. This is a wedding. The Godbox cries out to any who will listen. Inside is the goddess of the Adinos herself, Lanala. The box hasn't just captured her, it controls her. And with the goddess of life as a puppet, the Adinos' growing descent to Karl's rule will end, and the tyrant king will destroy the Americas. You hear, or perhaps sense, a slow, deep, and terrible laugh that rattles you to the innermost depths of your soul. A great wave of force hits you, and you tumble into darkness. It is clear from your tumbling that whatever just happened has taken you significantly off course. But the vision passes, and you hear quiet voices, then birds. Slowly, pinpricks of light appear in the blackness. You force your eyes open, despite the growing light, and you see blue and green. The voices become louder, but you can't understand them. You sit up, your vision clearing. You're at the edge of a blue lagoon, somewhere warm. Those of you that have watches, look at them. It's the morning after you entered the tree. You look around you, and you're surrounded by men, women, and children, dressed in modern core earth clothing. They seem to be caring for you and piling your equipment by your side. You recognize their language, Spanish. What are you doing?
Do these people look... what ethnicity are they?
Give us a scholar check.
Are they human?
Yeah, they're human. They appear to be contemporary humans. You can see the odd bit of pop culture reference on the clothing. One of the kids is holding up a battered-looking smartphone, and he appears to be recording some of what's going on.
I don't have scholar check.
Then just make a mind check.
Can anyone scholar check? Or...
10's good enough. They're darker skinned, but you're thinking Central American.
Yeah, that was kind. I was kind of wondering whether I was actually in Spain or Central America. Was kind of what I was trying to.
You are, each of you, feeling somewhat damp as well.
Is it hot
Your
and humid?
clothing no, not hot and humid. Your clothing feels as if you have recently been submerged in water. One of the villagers, confident young girl, from the looks of her, maybe late 20s, says, "Hola amigos, mi nombre es Lupe. ¿Hablo español? No? ¿Hablo inglés? Do you speak English? Bueno, good. English it is then. You fell from the sky into Lake Bacalar." And she gestures towards the blue lagoon off to your side.
I'll sort of squint at the sky and dust myself off. In terms of you just saying it's the next day, it's still the same year and everything.
Yeah, seems to be. Within a few seconds of you booting up your Bible, it appears to have picked up a limited local wireless signal, and it briefly beeps and then says it synced its internal clock, and it gives you the appropriate date and time. Let me just double check my own records here. I haven't updated it on this one, but if memory serves, you were. I've got it on a different bit. Give me a second.
Do I know where Lake Balakar is and where Chichen Itza is?
There's another scholar check.
I really should put some ranks in it.
Is.
Study stuff.
Yeah, your pad is telling you that it is the morning. It gives a bit of an adjustment because you probably would have set yours for American time while you were there, so it's not a problem. You're in the morning of the 14th of August.
So we've not lost significant time, just day then.
Doesn't appear to. Plus, also, yeah, Google is your friend. You can very easily call something up, which you do. You proceed to call up a couple of maps that you've got access to. The first one is you call up the invasion map that you had before, and you zoom it around a bit for Central America. And then you proceed to zoom in
Oh, the Yucatan Peninsula.
To the Yucatan Peninsula.
Merida, I've been there.
And you should just be able to see to the south. I won't zoom in and reset it again. You can see Chetumal in big letters, and then Bacalar is just south of the zone boundary on Route 307. I mean, literally, the word Bacalar is on the map. The zone boundary sinks through it.
I see it.
Yep, just there.
Where's Chichen Itza?
Chichen Itza is, you can't see it, but it's got the big step pyramid icon. That is basically smack bang where Chichen Itza is. It's also, according to your Delphi Council briefings, that is also the icon that indicates a suspected location of a maelstrom bridge. Now, does everyone remember what a maelstrom bridge is?
It's where the baddies all come in.
It is indeed. It is the physical link between the physical location on core Earth and the baddies, as you put it, location. And as you look over the females from bridges, terrible. Lupe sees what you're doing and says, yes, you're in the village of Bacalar in the Yucatan. Just a few hundred meters north, and she gestures, is the line where everything changes and the storms come. That's where the lizard people live. Though most are far north in Chichen Itza. You know it? The old Mayan ruins?
Where they played the ball? Yeah, sure.
Well,
Not part of Victoria, so I don't know it, I'm afraid.
I see we are just on the boundary here. We saw Chichen Itza recently in a dream.
Oh.
Is there anyone here who could help guide us there?
To Chichen Itza? You can't go there. Fresa's gang controls all the roads in and out of Bacalar.
Who's Fraser? Is it Narco?
See, she's a bandit and a killer. He blocks the roads and makes us feed his gang, but we hardly have anything left. Since the storms came, the government has pulled out, and the banditos have been preying on the villages and the peoples.
We can sort that out.
Yeah,
How
so
many you want them in?
if we sorted him out, then you'd be able to help us to get there.
Really, the dangerous bandit and killer Fresa, the strawberry.
He has different people have different names.
Right.
Some of his gang have taken other names, but do not let that fool you. They well,
Does he have a kid called Raspberry?
no, but they took most of the vehicles around here and put weapons on them. He says he's protecting us from the lizards, but he's just another bandit. His men watch the roads and keep anyone from coming or going without Fresa says so.
Does he have an outpost here? Does he?
See, he's taken over the old police station north of town, along the road, and has a barricade 10 miles south at Zulhar. Hang on, and she looks at you and goes, Father, is it?
I apologies. I'm from Father Theo Tanalon at your service.
Can you show it? And she basically starts acting like you've got Google Maps. Here. And she gestures on the map. She points towards the bottom lake, which is where you guys basically are.
Ooh.
And
At Chulha.
yes, see, and Sulhar is roughly where we are now, but if you see, and she zooms in and you get the little Balakar separate bit, you can see here where the 307 goes north. the southern barricade outside of town and the police station where they are holed up is north of the town proper.
I see.
Well,
Well,
we can skirt round the wee town then and get to that way through the
yeah.
woods.
You could do, but the woods are quite overgrown. But anything you can do.
Do you have canoes or anything? Or boats?
No, we do not. The lake is not a thoroughfare around here.
Very well.
There are not many people left, to tell you the truth. Many were killed when they went to fight the lizard. Some quit and joined Fresa. No one comes here now, so Fresa's El Jefe. He's the boss.
Okay, well, it seems like he's in our way. I'll look to the others. Do you think we should perhaps pay Alfressa a visit?
Well, I've already said it. There's no
Okay.
need to think about it. Let's do it. Go, go, go.
So he blocks the road, the 307 or what? This is what I didn't get.
Crescente Sete.
Are there lizard men around here, or is it just locals?
They have raiding parties that come across the storm border every so often, but as yet we have not been overrun. But more and more people leave every day because they are worried that it will happen. Sightings occur far afield. We hear stories of lizard man groups to the south of us. But for some reason, at this moment, things are still okay here. We do not know why.
Well, would there be a possibility to go by boat and go up to Tulum along the coast?
I'll take one.
Where would you? We are not on the coast, though. We are inland.
Yeah, well, but we can go to Chetumal.
Where?
What?
It's a bigger city to the south. They're in not much a better situation than we are. The last time I heard from my cousin Felipe, the local drug lords had taken over Chetumal and were holding everything in the entire city under an iron fist. It's one of the reasons I have yet to travel south.
All right, so we have well-equipped drug lords in a functioning town, or the strawberry to the north. I guess we will take the strawberry, right,
She
guys?
giggles when you use the English word for the equivalent.
Did you see any lizardmen leave the lake recently? Like,
No. I mean,
Why would lizardmen be in the lake?
well, use the gate same as us.
my cousin Fernando was fishing when he saw a storm cloud form over the lake, and a moment later you fell from the sky. Fernando called for help, and we dragged you to the shore. The water's shallow, so I think we've recovered all of your weapons and supplies. But no lizards. I mean, anything could be happening these days, but no lizards falling out of the sky, no.
Any storm cloud previously? When was the last storm cloud?
Well,
Similar.
the weather has been strange since the storm boundary to the north, but it has been quite clear apart from that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, what kind of transportation are at our disposal?
At your disposal here, none. As I said, Fresa has confiscated all of the remaining working vehicles. He's got about 20 men, and they have all of those vehicles with weapons attached, well, either at the barricade or at the police station.
All right, sounds like a stealth mission. Sneak in, get the vehicle, drive off.
Do we not want to try and help the people here? It seems like they're being.
For Durak's benefit, you can walk and talk.
Yeah, we'll loop round and see Durak's already halfway down the road and sort of. rush to catch up with him.
Oh, someone said this. What should we do? And then we've been spending like a half hour deciding nothing. So I'm going.
Yeah, I'm with you. We're going to go and kill him all. Let's do it.
I mean, as you're walking, you've got a handful of local children like milling around you and walking along with you and asking like high-pitched questions in Spanish that you don't understand. And Lupe's regularly going, no, leave them be. Let them deal with what they are dealing with.
I'll say little parables to
For
them and things.
me.
That'll get rid of them.
Do you guys have a language Spanish?
I'll preach to them in the language of the
universal language of prayer.
Yes.
A couple of the kids giggle. A couple of them seem to understand and sort of like smile and cross themselves. It would appear that the locals are some brand of Catholicism, has at least gotten this far in their upbringing.
Jolly good.
As you're walking, Lupe's following up. What do you plan to do? Are you going to be able to deal with Fresa?
Yeah, we perhaps do need some sort of plan, Durak. What's your plan?
When have we ever had a plan?
Well, we usually start with a plan, then at least it has a chance to go wrong.
But
we could at
we
least
get to this village, we skirt round the village, we go straight to the police station, punch him in the face with my claws, everyone will go, ah! And then we win.
Do you think you can do this quietly?
There was no, I didn't say quietly anywhere in this
Oh, no, only because the southern barricade and the police station are no more than maybe a kilometer and a quarter apart. And, well,
do they patrol the woods? You said no one goes into the woods.
No, but if the fight at the police station does not necessarily go well, there could be reinforcements coming from the southern barricade.
Well, if everything goes wrong, we've still got the wind on our power. Isn't that right, Theo?
The what on our side? The God's on our side, yeah. God is always with us.
The wind, you mean?
In God, yeah. Wind? What's the wind got to do with it?
Just wind.
You've spent enough time around Mr. Blackaxe to realise that the dwarf has a
issues.
Healthy disrespect for the divine.
Oh right, I'll remember that next time he's wounded.
Yeah, you've not had a chance to have a conversation with him yet to find out if it's the reasons for it, or if it's a social or maybe a societal or cultural thing. But it's something you have noticed.
He believes in magic. He doesn't believe in.
I'll just presume you're sent here to try me, and
in every
well,
game.
There's only one question left. Where do we get whipped cream in this area? Because this is how I like my strawberries.
Yes, we're going to cover him in whipped cream after.
Roku's stuck in strawberries for some reason. Someone help her out.
Okay, but I think the advice we have could be right. If we go to the southern barricade first and just neutralise that before going to the garage, and prevent anybody providing reinforcements to the police station. I mean, if that goes wrong, then the whole police station will be in trouble. But
what happened if their leader is taken out? Is there like a sub-leader?
I believe so. I mean, you have Lahacha, Maserati. Those are Fresa's.
Maserati, is that not a car?
See?
I don't need to know this.
Okay, if we take out Maserati and we take out Strawberry, we'll create a power vacuum and it'll put them all in disarray for a good while.
But then that would mean Lahacha would take over.
Okay, we'll kill the Hatcher as well.
Which is the axe.
Oh god,
just kill everyone. Kill every single person.
We can't kill them all.
I do know that they communicate via walkie-talkie between
anyone that's got a funny name,
and the station.
We kill them. We go, hello, what's your name? And he says Hatchet, we kill him. He says his name's Foot Slipper or something, we kill him.
Perhaps if I talk to them, I could convince them of the error of the ways and that they need to be nicer to the people in the lab to go through, and it
I
would.
give Abraham a look and roll my eyes.
About
Just
45
smirk.
minutes walking later, you find yourselves far enough away, but approaching what Lupe calls the southern barricade. At this point, the young girl has, the young lady, sorry, has backed off and is allowing you and your group to get on with things. So at the south end of town, where the 307 leads into the small town, and as I said, the town's maybe a kilometre north-south, 3/4 that east-west, as you can see on the map. You can see somebody has dragged at this distance a series of concrete barriers, the big ones that they normally put in the middle of motorways. So they're a good 2.5, 3 feet high, a good 1.5 foot thick at the top, going down to about 3 foot thick at the bottom. And there are probably each one's probably about between 8 and 10 feet long. And so there's a series of those in a rough arc. I mean, these guys aren't quantity surveyors or engineers. They're not worrying about angles. And behind which you can see about 3 small trucks, flatbed style. And each of those has a rather large looking machine gun mounted on it. Give us find checks, anybody that's looking. You're at a distance at the moment, so you're sort of like hunkering down at this, off to the side of the road where there's decent coverage.
Always looking, but never seeing.
Yeah, I didn't notice either. Me and Durak probably.
Abram, you've got a military background. You served in the Victorian Army during a number of campaigns. None against so mundane a force as is arrayed in front of you now, but you've picked up a few things from the scout regiments, and you've got a knack now of like estimating numbers at a distance from movement. You reckon there's probably about a dozen individuals. You see I mean, at this distance, you're hard to make out details, but you can see you think it's a lady. She's certainly not dressed the way a lady would be dressed, and she seems to be somewhat bulkier than any ladies that you've had the acquaintance with. But her, what would otherwise be a checked shirt, is bulging in the shoulders rather than the front, and the sleeves are ripped, and you can see, well, shall we say, arms that would make your thighs cower, replete with what looks like tattoos, but you can't make out much at this distance. Again, most unladylike, like a lot of the women of this world you find yourself in, including Ryoko, wearing pants or trousers, as you would refer to them, although you're in the Americas right now. Some of them are walking around with what look like automatic weaponry, and at least at this distance, 2 out of the 3 machine guns at this point are clearly manned.
Right. I'll relay the detail saying that, well, basically they look fairly well armed, but a bit of a ragtag group, not disciplined perhaps.
Yeah, they're certainly not moving about with discipline.
But they do have some large cannon-like guns. I don't know if I know exactly what those guns are.
You're familiar with probably Thompson's Nile Empire. A field gun you would have seen in your time. That's what they most resemble.
Yeah.
You've certainly not seen anything like this in action, so if they do open up with you on it, you're probably going to be suitably awed at the callous disregard for human life that anything that can throw out that many bullets will bring to bear.
So it's a heavy machine gun.
Looks like a mounted machine gun.
Okay, so like Rambo style. One hit and the person gets ripped to pieces.
It's getting cocaine. So is it
Possibly.
50 cal, is it, or something?
Most likely something along those lines. And rather annoyingly, I appear to have written up a lot of stuff, but then not exported it. So give me a minute.
So
I'm
the
not gonna
weapons
close
are
everything down.
useless. Great.
The weapons you can't use it now. He didn't do it. Does anyone remember what the thing is that makes your skills go up above 5?
Yes, it's
Mastery.
a perk called Mastery. Yep.
Mastery.
Above 5.
Yeah, it lets you go up to 8 ads if you take it.
Okay,
a
so-
skill.
Up to 8 ads, but it unlocks the possibility to go up to 8.
How many people did we see?
About a dozen. That's what Abraham's counting.
Okay, and 4 guns.
3.
3 guns. 2 of them are definitely manned. The other one looks like it could be.
Can't really make
totally
out at this distance. You wouldn't be. You're not confident at
Are
this
they
distance.
fixed?
The thing is, if we could
Can't really
sneak up,
tell at this distance.
Okay.
I haven't seen this type of gun before, I'm afraid. It looks like some sort of field gun, but slightly, I'd say, slimmer. It's almost smaller. But so maybe not as.
the question is if we can sneak up on one of the guns and use it against the other guns.
That's a possibility. I mean, if they do rotate, then that would be a possibility.
So if are they sort of like left, right, and middle?
Pretty
Sort of
much.
thing? Are they stationed? So which one looked to me? I couldn't tell there was anyone there, so it looked empty.
That would be the
thought
middle
maybe-
gun.
Darn it.
But those guns are stationary. They are not on.
They're on the back. They are on the back of vehicles.
Oh, okay, they are. Okay.
Some
Luckily, all of their stats are on one page, so I can run it without the stats in Fantasy
Horses
Grounds
drawn
relatively easily.
Seem to be on some sort of horseless drawn carriage. Like we've been on them before.
Yeah, you've seen these before.
Can't remember the name of them though.
Oh, well, this would be probably. I mean, Theo again. You're modern. Ryoko, you're modern. They're Dodge Rams, so they're basically flatbed pickup style trucks. Anybody? The description, the closest thing you've seen, Ryoko, because you've got a mercenary background, if I remember correctly, sounds like an M60. Lethal up to 1,000 meters. Capable of fully automatic fire. Or in game terms, long burst.
And it's also, you can dismount it and use it.
You would be able to dismount it, yes.
Yeah. Perhaps we can mount it on the dwarf.
Discuss it amongst yourselves. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'm just buying skills now.
Buy a mount point for your armor.
I don't remember where I put it though. Oh, there it is, that page. Right.
Don't wait for a map. There is no map for this one.
Are we attempting that middle one then? Or is it better but we don't have the dwarf attempt the middle one, that somebody stealthy attempts the middle one?
Well, do we have anything?
Somebody stealthy who can drive.
Yeah, well,
Suggests me.
who can drive? Yeah, that's a good question because
I can drive you mad if you want.
I can drive.
What's it called for
Land
driving?
Land
Land
vehicles.
vehicles. Okay, I'm proficient with it.
I don't think I could claim.
Give us a land vehicles roll off of mind, Ryoko. So just simply take your mind stat, add your land vehicles adds, and give us that. DC
Oh
10.
boy,
DN 10 even.
it's a 10. So that's. Do I? Okay, wait. That's skilled.
Yeah, you're adding something to it.
So I just put in test a 10, right?
Yeah, if that's your total. Okay, yeah, you're trying to remember. You don't know. I mean, obviously the Dodge Ram has never been a popular vehicle anywhere where you came from. So not. Obviously, they didn't have any issues getting them. They weren't able to get them to purchase in Japan.
I know how a Toyota works. So
yeah,
let's see.
Toyota, Nissan, all those sorts of things you're probably good with.
So I'm probably a little bit confused in the beginning where to, I don't know, where
Put a key
to.
into it.
Yeah, well, every car has the buttons in another place.
So, what is your plan?
Our plan.
Ryoko, go stealth it. Oh no, you don't think you can drive it though, do you?
Well, I think we could just barge, go through the woods and go round from the back, and then pincer them. Well, some people attack from the front, some people attack from the back, and we'll kill them. I advise the person that attacks from the front to be insane, so not me.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Like you have on one side a distraction, and on the other side we claim one of the cars and use the mounted weapon to destroy the other two cars and the heavy weaponry, and then just lay waste on the.
Do you have like an earthquake spell or something similar, Mr. Wizard? Theo?
Mr. Wizard.
I'm not a wizard. I was like looking around then, wondering who he was talking to. I'm not a wizard.
Well,
I have a repel spell.
but you can ask upstairs or to.
I suppose eventually, but I can repel evil people.
What about trees? Can you make trees fall over and land on top of vehicles?
Nope.
No.
Who's that voice that spoke in my head there?
It wasn't in your head. That was in Theo's head.
that was the Lord. It was...
And the Lord didn't say unto Theo, no.
Computer says
Not
no.
trees.
Well,
Not trees.
literally, his Godbox. Computer says no.
So
The
okay.
Lord Baruka.
So do we need a distraction? Why don't we just all come from the side, surprise them, and there we go.
Well, yeah, let's try that.
Okay, do we have any decoy that
I wish we had two giant spiders who could come down and scare them out of their skulls, but no.
We use Dr. Dick as the decoy.
Oh, where is Dr. Dick?
He's walking down the centre of the road.
No, where is he? I mean,
He's
where is
lagging.
Badger?
He's probably not very well.
Running late, apparently.
Oh, okay. I just realized he wasn't here whenever someone said Dr. Dick. Hadn't realized beforehand.
he would surely approve of this to be the decoy?
Oh God, I wish we had.
He is very self-sacrificing, his Dr. Dick. So
I wish we had a
he
dragon.
would love to do it.
Well, you haven't got an Irish Drake Rider in your group, so it's available.
Well,
Elven Drake Rider.
I've got some. Is it not elves though?
Yeah, Elven Drake Rider.
Yeah.
I should have played an elf.
You wouldn't have gone on with a dwarf as well, though.
It would have been funny.
Are you saying that we're getting on with the dwarf now?
Yeah.
I'd just say as well.
As well, or as badly, yeah, worse. Okay,
Wait a minute,
fine.
all I've done is then do this. Let's do this quicker. Let's go and kill, and you guys just want to talk about nice, safe ways of doing stuff.
All right, so
Let's go. Let's do my plan.
I
Go
think we're
around sweeping, blah blah, and boom,
okay.
rip them to shreds.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Okay. So
do
you
put
are
some-
implementing your plan.
Who's all going to be the stealthy guys? I'm going to be stealthy.
I might as
I
well
don't know
just attempt it.
I don't know how stealthy is a dwarf walking through the a forest.
Well, it depends how good your stealth roll is.
I mean, would they go, oh my god, that's a dwarf walking through the forest when they hear a big noise, rather than, oh, that could be a antelope or something.
Well, as long as you're not walking along like singing culturally insensitive songs like "Hi Ho," they probably wouldn't worry about whether it was a dwarf or not.
Funny.
A beginning of a proverb, this.
I should actually train.
Does anyone
stealth.
hear if a dwarf makes noise in a wood?
Do the bad guys detect him? Right.
If
So everybody make a stealth check.
Well, who is the decoy first? Well, I
decoy.
could do it.
Let's assume that Dr. Dick or I was about to call him Heritage. Let's assume that Dr. Dick or Hermitage are
Hemlock.
residents even.
I'm going to use a possibility.
John, one question in advance. Would be the mounted weapon be a heavy weapon, or would
indeed
it would be a heavy weapon? Okay.
Well, it's a heavy weapon while it's still mounted.
All right.
However, due to its weight, if you dismount it, you'll have penalties for using it because it's bulky if removed from the mount.
All
Let me
right.
get this right again. First one's dice roll, second one's skill.
If you're spending a possibility, the first one is skill,
Damn
the
it.
second one is dice roll.
One way around again. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was a good roll.
I use a possibility there.
Yeah.
Probably
The
should get-
person we have closest to a ninja constantly keeps fluffing a stealth check.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, you're not a ninja, but you're the closest thing they've got to one.
So, and stealth is dex.
Oh, I found a way to get my dex on my armor up. I'm going to buy
Come
some kind of
on.
feature.
It's
What's enough
really
for
annoying.
Got 11.
And so you lot are not stealthy in the slightest.
Yeah, it's not happening there, so you might as well just walk up.
Well, everyone's made it. You might want to.
The only person that hasn't made it is Theo.
Yeah, because you've all spent possibilities.
Oh,
He's the
right,
Don't
okay.
need to say that. It was a secret. Must be the only person who forgets to double click the possibilities to get that weak symbol that come up the chat window.
I've done it.
No, I said I forget.
Ah, okay. Oh, damn it. So my possibility, I need to put my stealth skill in, which is possibility unskilled.
Dex,
If you
and then
are
dex in.
unskilled, yes, there's your dex.
Skill
And then
total.
One with
current
dex.
dice roll, which your dice total so far was a
6. Well, no, a 9.
Oh no, that's Abrams one. Sorry,
Oh,
Theo's
he
one.
got 9.
It was a 9.
Oh, this is better than what I rolled. Oh, how did you get 6? How did you go backwards?
Hmm?
I don't think you put the right thing in there.
I put a 0 for my skill.
No,
9.
it's your dex.
Skill. Your dex, I mean.
Remember, whenever you're making a skill roll, it's stat plus the skill adds.
Ah,
So 15, not 6. No, dex of 7. 13. Don't have to reroll, so 13, not a 6.
There we go, we did it.
Okay, so you make your way maybe about 10, 15 yards into the brush and the undergrowth on each side of the road, and you begin to make your way forward. There's a couple of dicey points where maybe because they're walking around or looking in the direction, you think one or other might have spotted you, but no noise of gunfire, no rise of alarm accompanies the hastily held breath, and then you signal and silently move onwards. You're about maybe 20 feet to the east of the barricade, so to the right-hand side as you were looking at it to the north. You can see that there are, from this distance, you're a bit closer, the middle gun isn't armed, but there is an individual lying down in the back of that particular pickup with his cap pulled down over his eyes. So one of the three gunmen apparently appears to be taking a rest. You're behind them. You have caught them by surprise, which means you get to initiate combat with a flurry, as we are in a standard scene.
We're going to annihilate these guys.
I'm not getting an action, so you guys go first.
Is there a map?
And no, there is not a map, but I've got their numbers, and we'll keep it in the theatre of the mind for this bit.
Okay, the theatre of mind, I kill everyone. I win.
Not that deluded a mind. There has to be some. So you can see there are 12 bandits, and the woman I mentioned earlier, and this close, she is in phenomenal shape, but I mean the sort of shape that would make a male bodybuilder jealous. But the few times that you see her face, she's got a cruel look to her face, woman as well. You can also see that she is armed with 2 machine pistols, and the bandits each appear to be armed with AK-47s and machetes.
Well,
Yeah, very much like that picture, Alexander. Rambo at the back.
What could possibly go wrong?
So each of the trucks has a guy behind the wheel, so a guy sitting in the cab, and one on the back, 2 of which are manning guns, one's asleep. So that accounts for numbers 1 through 6. And then the remaining 6 are arrayed, roughly spread across the front of the trucks behind the concrete barriers. However, when I say behind, that's behind the concrete barriers as far as you would have seen them were you approaching from the barrier side. At this point, they have no barrier cover whatsoever at this point. And Dr. Dick has just connected to Fantasy Grounds, and he'll be connecting to the other bit in a second.
I like my plan. I've made a plan. I hope you all follow it.
All right. Well, can we get rid of the sleeping one?
Problem is, he's in the middle truck.
Middle truck. Okay.
I think
And
we
we
should
are.
do the Theo one first, though.
I think Direct's plan's actually unusually for him quite good. If I can blow him away from the big guns.
Yeah, just get on one of the guns and then use them on the rest of the camp.
Yeah, I'm going run in, do me repel, so I repel him off the big gun, jump on the big gun myself, and shoot everything.
Please shoot us.
Or maybe someone else will beat me to jumping on the big gun, I guess.
I follow Theo to cover his dash.
Okay. So I'll free up the guns for someone else to shoot.
I aim at the big lady.
Right, I'm just double checking the distances at this point, because the 307 is a dual carriageway.
Oh,
Theo,
no one said
go
that.
for the big guns.
Is that like 2
Hey.
movements away?
You're gonna go shoot the guns.
The
Well,
guns
if
are
it's a
never
lot of
over.
movement, just move. Then do. If we don't get there, just do some. Oh, you can run. You can run like crazy in your first action. That's like triple movement.
Hang on, I'm trying to work out the scale on this.
And then we've got our second action after that. Because of the flurry. After we all do our first actions.
Right, because of the way the trucks are arranged, Theo, what I'm going to say is you'll be able to position yourself to take out 2 trucks, but you haven't got the burst to be able to blast all 3. Okay?
Well, that's fine. I'll say, Durak, get the other truck, and I'll blast this one. Are we ready for my roll?
Yeah. So I mean, you've before anything else has occurred, taken them by surprise. You've run out. You position